Hi everyone, it's Mindy Eggen for Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine, and today I have 4 cards that I created with the Let's Stamp Together kit for January 2026. I'm using one color palette to create all 4 cards to make 4 different looks. If you haven't cracked into your kit yet, we're going to take a quick look at everything. This is what you get in the January 2026 kit. So you do have a die set, we have a stencil set, a small sentiment set, and then you have your inspiration card that talks about the company and the products inside. And this month is featuring a design from Concord and Ninth. I'm going to start off by using these stencils. When all of these stencils are layered together, it creates a beautiful floral frame that fits perfectly around a stenciled sentiment. For right now, I am just going to be stenciling on the floral frame. I have a piece of white cardstock cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I added repositionable tape to the back to tack that paper down to my glass work surface. And then I'm placing the first layer of the stencil over the top and holding that down with some mint tape. I'm starting with creamsicle ink and a mini blending brush from Altenew. And really, what I'm doing here is kind of giving all of my flowers a base layer. Then I'm going to bring in wildberry, and I'm really going to step this up to give these flowers a two-tone effect, I guess I would call it. Now, wildberry will really pack a punch. So I took a paper towel, and when I pick up the ink with my blending brush, I tap off a lot of it onto that paper towel because I wanted that shade, but I didn't want it to overpower the creamsicle. And to do this blending, I am using a micro brush from Altenew. I always start at the bottom of the flower, and then as I get towards the outer edges, I get really, really light-handed. So fading off because I still want to keep that creamsicle color in there. I will be using these exact colors for the rest of my card examples. Now, the next color I'm bringing in, which is on the next layer of the stencil, this is going to be doing the leaves. Now, again, I'm going to be adding 2 colors to the leaves to give me contrast and shading. I start with grasshopper and a mini blending brush, and then I'm going to step that up and add in artichoke. So this one, again, I want to add the shading. I'm kind of starting at one end of the leaf to give it that darker shade, lighten up my touch so that it fades off and I still have that nice highlight area of the artichoke ink. This whole color combination is just absolutely striking. Now, our third layer of the stencil is going to add the center of the flowers, which for that I am using sunflower. Now, when I first came into that center up there at the top, it was really, really strong. So I tapped off a lot of the sunflower onto that paper towel. And then after I did the other flower center, I'm going to do these smaller flowers with Harbor ink. So it's going to be a nice light blue so that it just kind of is faintly in the background. So that's my first panel. So we'll call that the original or the OG. Now I'm going to do that exact same thing, but this time I am using perforated paper from Tailored Expressions. This will give it a really neat textured look, but also gives us 2 for 1. So what I did is I placed another piece of white cardstock behind it. I kind of taped that down in the top corner so that the cardstock didn't move. And then I went through each layer of the stencil using the same exact technique and the same colors that I previously used. If you haven't seen perforated paper before, really all it is a whole bunch of little squares on your cardstock, kind of like cross stitch fabric, but it's paper and it's really, really neat. You can kind of see through it. So you could put different colors of cardstock behind the perforated paper. But what happens is that cardstock I had behind it, the design it transferred to it. So that can give you almost two cards out of one, I guess, crafty session. The next one that I want to do is using craft cardstock, and this will usually give your cards just a whole different look. So, the first thing I like to do sometimes is use white pigment ink with a paper pouncer. I remove the stencil. I'm going to dry that white pigment ink. I also clean off my stencil and then I placed it back over the top. So, what the white pigment ink is doing is it's going to help those colors show up a little bit better because craft just does something to all of the ink. It really kind of changes the color of it. So by adding the white pigment ink first, you're allowing those colors, the true color, to shine through a little bit more than they would otherwise. It's still very different, but it is going to show up a little bit better than it would. Now, what I'm doing is I'm ink blending. I kind of wipe off on my paper towel, pick up more ink, and ink blend just because I was worried my pigment ink wasn't completely dry and I didn't want to be picking up that ink and taking it to my ink pad. So you'll see me clean off my blending brush every now and then. So again, still using all of those same inks that I did on the original panel that I did in the beginning, but just giving it a totally different look. And even if I'm slightly askew when I'm lining up my stencil, that little bit of a white highlight really adds something to the card. I'm going to do one of the sentiments here on screen for you, and then the rest of them will be the same process, just changing up the colors a little bit. For the first layer of the sentiment part of the stencil, I did wheat. And then for the second layer, I'm going to bring in nutmeg. And I thought this would work really well with the colors that I used on the original card. I will be using the coordinating die to die cut out all of those sentiments that I create on screen and off screen. Now I have the smaller sentiments from the stamp set that I want to use. So here I have the nutmeg cardstock. It's a nice dark brown, and I lined up 4 different sentiments. I prepped the cardstock with an anti-static powder tool, stamped the sentiment down in white pigment ink, and then I'm going to sprinkle on the white embossing powder, tap off any excess back into my jar, and then after I have my heat tool warmed up and nice and hot, I can bring that in and melt all of those embossed sentiments. I use the coordinating die to trim out all of those smaller sentiments, and then I have the completed card projects for you. So I finished them off screen. All I did was after die cutting the large thanks, I popped them up with foam tape. So you can see how using the same color palette, but it's giving you 4 totally different looks. The perforated paper does look very similar to the original, which is right here, but it does have that textured look to it because of the perforation. And then this one, it's a little hard to see on screen. I probably could have gone a little heavier handed with my ink, but it almost looks like a stitched design. It's a really fun look. I hope you enjoyed today's inspiration using the same color palette to give you 4 different cards using the January 2026 Let's Stamp Together kit from Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. Thank you all so much for spending time with me today.